one-hit wonders from 1983 that will bring you back. Music executives call 1983 the most influential year in modern pop music, not because of the superstars, but because of these overlooked pioneers who changed how music was made and marketed before disappearing. Stay for number 1.
People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls.
Where I will bring you back to the song that actually contains the most sampled drum break in 90s hip-hop history. Throughout this countdown, I'll connect these 1983 innovations to specific techniques used in today's Hits 10. Sweet Dreams are made of this. Eurythmics.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to?
Picture this. It's 1982, and in a cold, cramped warehouse in London, Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart are recording music with borrowed equipment. Dead broke after their previous band split, they created something revolutionary amidst their struggles. Sweet Dreams are made of this. Record executives immediately rejected the track as too weird and unmarketable. Annie's androgynous look and their industrial synth sound made industry leaders uncomfortable. In a twist that turned rejection into revolution, MTV entered the picture. Like a phoenix rising from electronic ashes, Eurythmics found an unexpected platform. The fledgling network needed British content, and their strange music video, featuring Annie with her orange buzz cut and power suit, captivated American viewers by shattering gender norms. 9. Maniac, Michael Sembello.
Just a steel town girl on a Saturday night, looking for the fight of her life.
What if I told you that one of 1983's most iconic workout anthems was originally written as the soundtrack to a slasher film? Behind the energetic synthesizers and dance floor rhythm of Maniac lies a shocking origin story that few aerobics enthusiasts ever suspected. Michael Sembello, a talented session musician with credits across the music industry, initially penned a very different song. The original Maniac featured disturbing lyrics about a serial killer stalking victims. By pure chance, Flashdance producers discovered Sembello's horror track and, rather than rejecting it, saw its potential. They asked him to rewrite the lyrics to match their film's dance theme, transforming a song about murder into an anthem of dedication that would change music history. The reinvented track wasn't just lyrically different, it was revolutionary, featuring the Lindrum Machine's distinctive sound at 124 beats per minute, establishing a blueprint for workout music that fitness instructors still follow today. 8. Baby, Come to Me, Patti Austin and James Ingram.
Gotta have your love around me, baby, always stay.
Unlike Maniac's instant chart success, some hit songs take a completely unexpected path to the top. In 1983, a ballad that had been overlooked suddenly rose to number 1 on the Billboard charts, without a single promotional dollar behind it. When Patti Austin and James Ingram first released Baby, Come to Me in 1982, it went absolutely nowhere. The record label had already moved on, and the song seemed destined for obscurity until the producers of General Hospital selected it as the love theme for characters Luke and Holly. Viewers across America began calling radio stations about this forgotten song from their favorite soap opera. This exposure made Baby Come to Me the soundtrack of a cultural moment, representing the quiet storm radio format that blended smooth R&B with jazz and adult contemporary influences for audiences seeking sophisticated romantic music. The song's lasting impact came from Austin and Ingram's vocal dynamic. Their harmonies established new techniques for vocal interplay that would influence R&B duets for decades to come. 7. Maneater, Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Nothing is new, I've seen it here before.
While Austin and Ingram were crafting their R&B duet magic, behind closed doors, another musical partnership was facing a creative crossroads. Maneater, the track that would become Hall and Oates' signature hit, almost sounded completely different from what we know today. The song's predatory lyrics were inspired by a real New York socialite known for devouring wealthy men. Daryl Hall initially composed it as reggae, but John Oates envisioned something else. Like sculptors transforming raw clay, they reshaped the song through creative tension into the rock-soul fusion that dominated 1983 radio. Charles DeChant's unforgettable saxophone work became the cornerstone, recorded using both traditional techniques and cutting-edge studio technology. The production emphasized a minimalist approach, highlighting both sax and distinctive bass line. The lyrics about a powerful, predatory woman reflected the changing dynamics of the early 1980s as women increasingly claimed space in traditionally male-dominated workplaces. 6. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Bonnie Tyler underwent throat surgery that forever changed her singing voice. Doctors warned this could end her career, but when producer Jim Steinman, fresh off his success with Meatloaf, heard Tyler's new raspy vocals, he didn't hear damage. He heard extraordinary potential. Steinman crafted Total Eclipse of the Heart specifically for those gritty vocals. Few fans realized they were listening to a vampire love story. The song was originally composed for Steinman's Dance of the Vampires musical, explaining the otherworldly imagery throughout. The production was revolutionary. Steinman created a true wall of sound with over 40 backing tracks layered to to achieve that atmospheric quality. The accompanying music video transported viewers into a gothic realm of dark romance, with elaborate visuals matching the song's intensity, becoming one of the most expensive videos ever produced at that time. 5. Beat It. Michael Jackson's while revolutionary production techniques were transformed.
You wanna be tough, better do what you can, so beat it.
Forming the music landscape, a musical rebellion was brewing behind the scenes. Michael Jackson had a bold vision for Beat It. He wanted to create a rock anthem that would appeal to white audiences who weren't typically listening to his music. When it came to finding a guitarist, Jackson wouldn't settle for anyone but the best guitar player in the world. Eddie Van Halen, secretly recording while his bandmates remained unaware, created music's most iconic solo in just 20 minutes. Seeking neither credit nor payment, his contribution represented a musical rebellion against industry norms during a time when rock and R&B existed as separate worlds. Beat It melded rock's edge with R&B rhythms, creating a musical melting pot under Quincy Jones's direction. The video's choreography, featuring authentic gang members, told a powerful story about violence and redemption. The song's impact was transformative. MTV could no longer ignore black artists, and the wall between black music and white music began crumbling, forever changing radio programming and music marketing. 4. Down Under. Breaking down musical barriers was happening in America. A peculiar tune from Down Under was quietly conquering global charts. Men at Work's Down Under seems like a patriotic anthem celebrating Australian culture. But the truth is far more personal. Colin Hay actually penned the song as a homesick lament while touring Europe, pouring his longing for home into lyrics filled with Vegemite sandwiches and Australian slang that puzzled American listeners. The song's bouncy reggae-influenced bass line and memorable flute riff made it a global sensation in 1983. Years later, music historians discovered something unexpected. Those notes closely resembled Kookaburra, a beloved Australian children's song from the 1930s. Who would have thought a simple children's tune could create such legal chaos? The copyright battle stripped Men at Work of significant royalties, tarnishing their success. Despite other hits in Australia, American audiences primarily remember them for this single song, their legacy forever tied to a melody most listeners never recognized as borrowed. 3. Flashdance. What a Feeling.
Just a steel town girl on a Saturday night, looking for the fight of her life.
As legal battles haunted Men at Work, another artist's journey was about to take an equally ironic twist. Imagine recording what would become an Oscar-winning hit at 2 a.m. while fighting a cold, and having never written a song before in your life. That's exactly what happened with Irene Cara, and Flashdance, What a Feeling. The woman behind this iconic anthem initially declined the opportunity, focusing on her acting career. What changed her mind? Producers offered her co-writing credit, unprecedented for someone with zero songwriting experience. In a dimly lit studio, with tension mounting as the deadline loomed, Cara stepped into the booth at 2 a.m. Despite her scratchy throat and exhaustion, she delivered a powerhouse vocal that would define a generation. This creative breakthrough laid the foundation for the song's innovative production, particularly its distinctive Oberheim OB-Xa synthesizer pulse that would revolutionize dance music, becoming the unofficial empowerment anthem for women breaking barriers in the early 1980s. 2. Billie Jean. Empowering women across America. Behind the scenes of the music industry, a battle was brewing that would literally change how people moved. The song that would introduce the moonwalk to the world almost didn't make it onto Michael Jackson's Thriller album. Producer Quincy Jones strongly disliked the bass line in Billie Jean. Jackson stood firm. He made an extraordinary threat: cancel the entire album if the track wasn't included. The tension grew. When invited to perform on Motown 25, producers rejected his request to perform Billie Jean, insisting on Jackson 5 classics instead. They couldn't see beyond his childhood star persona. The lyrics revealed the darker side of Jackson's fame, inspired by a fan who falsely claimed he fathered her child. Engineers created that distinctive drum sound by recording in a bathroom, capturing a unique acoustic quality. When Jackson finally performed Billie Jean, his moonwalk debut was electric. MTV's switchboard lit up like a Christmas tree, as viewers desperately called to see it again. In 5 minutes, Jackson transformed from star to legend. 1. Every Breath You Take. The Police's legacy with the moonwalk. Another chart-topping hit was hiding a disturbing secret in plain sight. Sting channeled the pain of his crumbling marriage into what would become the Police's biggest hit, a song that millions would catastrophically misinterpret for decades. It's a song about obsession, and not a love song at all. Sting has repeatedly explained, frustrated that his stalker anthem became the wedding song for countless couples, slow dancing to lyrics about sinister surveillance. This stands as one of pop culture's greatest misunderstandings. Andy Summers' hypnotic guitar pattern, recorded in a single take, created an intentionally minimalist sound that contrasted with 1983's synthesizer craze. The sparse arrangement eerily mirrors the song's unsettling message, if only listeners had been paying attention. Despite the band fracturing, their hit dominated 8 consecutive weeks at #1. Years later, later, Puff Daddy's sampling generated $40 million in royalties, revolutionizing how artists monetize their catalogs, with Sting earning $2,000 daily without lifting a finger. And that's where we've seen how 1983 wasn't just another year in music, it was a technological revolution that changed everything. The Oberheim Obija synthesizer and Lindrum machine together created a sonic landscape that defined the era, giving producers unprecedented control over every element of their sound. What's fascinating is how these supposed one-hit wonders were actually musical pioneers, pioneering establishing production techniques that became the foundation for everything that followed. Their experiments with technology didn't just create memorable songs, they established the blueprint for modern music production.